Michele, we welcome you this afternoon. And we just want to honor and express your gratitude for all the work that you've done at Blake. If you didn't know, Michele has been at Blake since 1975. Yeah, really. And in that time, she has been at Blake, then away, then back at Blake. During that time, she has taught middle school and upper school French language learners of all levels. What's really impressive to me is that she has continued to hone her craft. She's continued to research during that time, to learn about new methods, and it really has gained wisdom along the way. In a recent, article in our Spectrum newspaper, you reflected, Michele, and I'll just quote you, people change, just like students change, just like times change. One of the most important things was that my teaching continued to grow and change, that who I was in the 70s was not the same as who I was when I taught in the 80s, or 90s, or 10 years ago, or now. Clearly, Michele, your ability to grow and change has been instrumental in your acquired expertise for teaching different students at different times. What I'm convinced, however, has not changed is the passion and the commitment that you've always had in your work, and I really appreciate that. Anyone who's had the pleasure of being in your classroom, and I count myself fortunate to have been one of those, knows of the energy and enthusiasm that you engage your kids every day. Sometimes it's singing for birthdays and you have to wear a crown when you do that, when you're being sung to. Sometimes it's writing graffiti on the front sidewalk or testing and reviewing different types of cheese. There's always just good old-fashioned fun that's interjected in the learning. In addition to that, there's so much research-based knowledge that content for student learning is just so organized and so effective. And as a result, I think you've reached students of all needs and all levels. Sometimes those who are very able, sometimes those who need a little extra nudge. Sometimes French can be hard, after all. A little bit like a boot camp, I think you once said. Boot camp, it's very difficult. And you have guided many students through that. And most importantly, at the core of it all, I think you understand that students want to be known. And they appreciate that so much. Their parents appreciate it. As a matter of fact, one of them sent me a note today. John Emery's mother, Jane, and she writes, Madame Cassavant, during the turbulent years of rearing teenagers, parents yearn for a caring and serene setting for their kids, which provides a sense of security and confidence that their children can develop in a safe and nurturing space. Imagine our family's delight in returning from an overseas assignment in France, meeting you, and having you teach, guide, and nurture our son as he navigated those years. We are forever grateful for your consistent and patient work, for your amazing command of the language that we love, and for your true devotion to your students. We wish you all the best and congratulate you. Félicitations. I hope I said that correctly. Now, as a colleague at the upper school, I just want to say you could always be counted on to reflect fully and give feedback fully on what made students experience the best that it could be. Clearly, you are committed to your ideals and your standards on working with students, and it can never be stated, Michele, that one of your weaknesses was the inability to clearly articulate what your ideals were. And that is because you cared so much. You cared enough to speak up when you felt there was a need to question, or if you disagreed. And over the many years that we've known each other and grown to be friends, you have had the opportunity to speak up or question or even disagree with me. And you explained to me that sometimes you didn't want to get in trouble because you cared enough to speak up and sometimes in question or disagree. I agree with that, by the way. Truth be told, there were a few times, though, when your questioning became, how might the French say, un peu casse derrière. If you speak French very well or you don't speak it at all, I'll translate that for you, a little bit of a pain in the ankle. I'm actually very thankful for that caring and questioning, Michele, because it really helped us to continue to strive to be the kind of school that we want to be. Outside of Blake, you were always in search of new ideas, modes of teaching, constantly updating your professional knowledge. If you didn't know, this has included those of you here, attending and presenting at many local and national conferences, being lauded as the best of or an all-star presentation, being rewarded with an incredible number of well-earned grants, participating in a wide variety of study, exchanges, and collaboration with colleagues, even serving as the Director of Study Abroad program at St. Cloud University in between teaching at middle and upper school, correct? Most importantly, it included your commitment to immerse yourself into other cultures to learn more about them. Individually, for example, at the Université de Besançon, thank you. Or leading groups abroad from Blake, as well as taking the time in your own children, Nico and Celestine, who is here today, on a sabbatical in West Africa, to bring them back with a new outlook on the world and to incorporate areas of new and current study for your students. Michelle, I just want to say that you understood the importance of and were committed to making yourself and your students more globally educated long before it was a popular trend in education. You are in fact a model for others to accomplish that goal. And finally, on a personal level, I've truly enjoyed the times that we spent together, getting to know you and Bruce better, or how I related to our shared experience of only a few faculty that live northeast of campus, including the drive into school, particularly during bad weather. Oftentimes on snowy winter mornings, I would see Michelle in the halls and her first question, "How long did it take you today?" I know that one of the many things you're looking forward to in retirement is to enjoy the beautiful town of Stillwater that has long been your home here in Minnesota without the drive into school every day. I hope and trust, though, that one of the things you and Bruce will also be able to enjoy is to travel out of Stillwater, across Minnesota, across continents, to embark on new journeys and new places in your future. But do keep in touch, because we will miss you. Michelle, for all you've done for your students, for your colleagues, and our school, we are deeply appreciative, and we wish you the best. Merci, bonne chance, au revoir. Yo, you can do whatever you want. It's your party.
There are a few people I'd like to thank. This was not an easy decision to retire. My husband of 10 years has not seen me for but one summer, the summer we got married, because I go overseas every year. So I did want to have some time to spend with him and have some adventures together. So I thank him for patiently waiting till I came to this point. I'd like to thank my daughter, who has given up many evenings with her mom for many years so that I can do the work I need to do to be ready for other children the next day, and for her intrepid spirit in following me anywhere I took her, and to do it willingly. Thank you, sweetheart. I'd like to thank my two dearest friends in the world, Judy and Mary Ellen. Two people I met at Blake Middle School long time ago, with whom I have shared a lifetime of work, of joy, points of sadness. It's been amazing to create the fabric of my life with them, so thank you for being here today. I'd like to thank my colleagues who have allowed me to be who I am, to express joy and sadness, I express, yes, and to support me. There have been some very difficult times, like when my brother died, and I could not believe the strength that came from all of you who surrounded me with faith and love at that time. My children grew up while I taught at Blake, and I always knew it was okay to bring them there on a sick day, on a non-sick day. There were people that would watch out for them while I was watching other children in the classroom. So I thank you all for that, and for helping to make Blake the incredibly special place it has been. I have loved, absolutely loved, being a teacher, and I have loved being a teacher at Blake. I've asked Carrie to sing a song because I knew I couldn't put all the words I would want to express my thoughts upon leaving you. So, Kay, would you be willing to share your beautiful voice with everybody? And I will go sit down, okay?
This is a song that Michelle loves called The Parting Glass, so feel free to raise a toast. Outdoor singing. Oh, the money that e'er I had, I spent it in good company, and all the harm that e'er I done, alas, it was to none but me. And all I've done for want of wit, to memory now I can't recall. So fill to me the parting glass. Good night and joy be with you all. Of all the comrades that e'er I had, they're sorry for my going away, and all the sweethearts that e'er I had, they would wish me one more day to stay. But since it has so ordered been, by a time to rise and a time to fall, come fill to me the parting glass. Good night and joy be with you all. But since it has so ordered been,